Welcome to the Pet Showcase presented to you by the Sun Valley Animal Shelter located in Glendale. We're going to have a nice program for you again to demonstrate a selection of the beautiful animals that are available from our shelter, and hope that you'll make an effort to come down and visit with us. I'm Al Young. I'm the host of the show, and with me is Cheryl Ann Trim, who will be discussing the dogs. And so before we go any further, introduce the dogs that we're going to have. Tell me what's happening.
All right, thank you, Al, and thank you again for tuning into our program. We really appreciate it. Today's program is a little bit different. It's going to be all large dogs. So the dogs are actually not in our room. As you're watching it right now, the dogs are in our play yard that's within our courtyard. Right. So we're able to film the dogs, and you can see what their personalities are like. And being that this is a large dog program, it's so imperative that all these dogs go home to a home with a big yard, so they've got somewhere to exercise them. No apartments, no condos, and no children in the household. These are very large dogs. Staff has determined that these dogs really need to be with adults or maybe high school age children. So with that being said, the first dog that we're showing on the program, his name is Hagrid. He's about 2 years old, and he's a very, very strong German Shepherd mix. I've walked him myself one time, and he will pull like nobody's business. So he really needs to go home with somebody that understands large dogs, is willing to put in the commitment, because he still needs help walking on a leash. So he will need to be house trained. Even though we want to have the big yard, that's not where we want them to stay. We want them to be house dogs, but a yard for them to play in. He loves to play ball, so you could throw the ball. He likes to catch the ball. Sometimes he'll walk around with 2 balls in his mouth. So he's kind of a character when he gets to playing, but that's why no children in the family. So as I like to say, he needs to be the only 4-legged child of the family.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yes.
Well,
in my home, they're all 4-legged children. And another thing he likes to do, if you have a pool, that's even better. He likes to play in the kiddie pools in the summertime. So if you have a kiddie pool when it's warm, or a swimming pool, it would be great for Hagrid.
A large kiddie pool.
Yeah, so you got to get the big ones. But
the small one's not going to work.
No, it won't. But he's wonderful. So please come out and see Hagrid. He's 2 years old.
Okay, thank you very much. Interesting animal.
Yes. So now the next dog we have on the program is Ruby, and she's about 3 years old. She's a Rottweiler mix, and she's pretty big and pretty strong. Oh, Hagrid's about 75 pounds. Ruby is 65 pounds. So she's a very, very big dog. Again, very, very strong. Again, big yard, no children. She needs to be the only 4-legged child in the family. But once you sit down with her, she wants to be a lover with you. She wants to be cuddled and petted, and even though her hair is short, she still likes to be brushed. And what's funny, because she's a Rottweiler mix, she's a Rottie with a long tail.
Oh,
most
that's
Rottweilers have no tails.
No tail, yeah. Well, that's very interesting. Incidentally, Rottweilers are not dangerous dogs like a lot of people think they are.
No,
and especially not a mix.
No, and it's all in how they're raised.
How they're raised, that's exactly it. Okay.
Yeah, so Ruby will be a really nice dog for somebody. You want to go hiking, you want to go jogging. This might be the dog for you. So please come out and ask for Ruby.
For Ruby.
Now our next dog is going to be Tank. And Tank's kind of a tank. He's a little on the slender side, but he's a Hound Great Dane mix. He's only 2 years old, and he's very big and, again, very strong. So that's why today's program is all about the big dogs. And as you can see in the past, if you watched our program, we have this tiny podium. There's no way a large dog's going to fit on this little tiny podium.
They'll hang out both ends.
And it would be moving all over the place. So Tank's a nice guy too. He's very silly. He's a big, lovable dog. He's like a big, lovable little dog, if you want to say, but he's just very, very big. He likes to play with toys, and he likes to run around and just have fun. You throw the ball for him, he'll chase after the ball. Another great companion for somebody that wants to go hiking, you want to go traveling, you want to go camping. The perfect dog for you, the perfect 4-legged child for you. So if you're interested, Come out and see Tank.
Yeah,
he's a big boy, but he's so pretty.
Yeah, they're really very beautiful. I see the dogs as they parade in front of us, and they're really nice.
Yeah, they're really
good.
Nice dogs. We got a good selection right now. And our next dog on the program is Flash. And Flash would be like our senior dog. He's not a senior because he's only 7.5, but he's looking for to spend his golden years with somebody. Where most of the dogs, I like to say, they want to have their forever home. Well, he's looking to spend his golden years. He's a golden retriever mix, and he's only 35 pounds. And because he's 7 years old, that's as big as he's going to be.
That's unusual. And a male?
He's a male, yep. Flash is a male.
That's rather low weight for a male.
It is, so he must be mixed with something small for him to only be 35 pounds. So if you've always loved the lab, but didn't want to have the 80 to 90 pound lab in your home, then maybe Flash would be an option for you.
Right.
He still likes to play, still likes to run around. He's got the personality of a lab, so he's very, very nice dog, but just on the smaller side. But he still needs to have the big yard, and still, once again, I know I'm repeating myself, but he needs to be the only four-legged child in your family. And please don't come to us and say, no, I don't have any dogs, or oh no, I have a big yard. And if you don't, it's just not fair for the dog. And it's not fair to you, but it's not fair to the dog. These dogs have been from shelter to shelter. Some of these dogs on today's program actually have come from other rescues that had to be shut down. So we were able to take those dogs in, and we're trying to give them their forever home. And we don't want them to go from house to house to shelter to shelter.
Forever home, that's the key word here. We want you to have these animals for their life expectancy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let me make a comment about Goldens. I happen to have a Golden years ago. I've had them for almost 14 years. They are the most fantastic breed of dog, in my estimation at least, that you can possibly have. They are so nice and gentle for the most part. They're great with kids usually.
Usually they are. They're great with kids, anybody.
They're a real family dog, and I'm at an age now, I don't know if I can handle a big dog anymore, but that was my favorite breed, and so I'm a promoter of Goldens.
There you go. Like I'm the promoter of the scruffy-haired dogs.
I gotta have both.
So our next dog is June, and she's 1.5 years old, and she's a Dobie mix. And she's a handful. She's a lot of work. She's got all kinds of energy. She actually was adopted from us when she was a puppy and returned because she had too much energy for them. So just because you adopt a puppy doesn't mean they're going to grow up to be a full-size dog and know exactly what they're supposed to do. Because in June's case, she didn't know what was expected of her. She was too much for the people to handle. Thankfully, they did bring her back to our shelter, and now we will make sure we find the proper, correct, forever home for her.
I'm going to make a comment about this young dog, puppy dog. Same thing referring to cats too, but kittens. You don't really know how they are going to evolve.
No.
And you might think a young puppy is, oh, it's a playful little animal. And when they grow up, they don't seem to have that initial desirability. You never know. Or it can be the other way around. The dog can be fantastic. So
yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, with the younger dog puppies and with younger cats, it's different than if you adopt an older animal, a senior animal, as you call it. You know, I'm the senior, not these animals.
I get my senior discount at Fry's.
The older animals have an established personality.
That is true.
An established type of actions that they normally have in their life, and so you have a better idea what you really have at an older dog. But that's not to denigrate the puppies, but you have to keep that in mind.
Right, so June is absolutely beautiful, not near as big as a full-bred Doberman, but that's why she's Dobie mix. So please come out and ask for June. I'm sure she's been doing all kinds of fun stuff in the yard, and you can see what a wonderful dog she is.
Right, well, that's good.
So now we have one more dog on the program. It's our last dog, and this dog is Honey. Honey's another older dog, another senior dog. She's 7.5.
Oh my gosh! Now wait, let me interject. Let me interject a little comment here. 7.5 is not a senior dog. I mean, most big dogs, they have life expectancy 10, 12, 14 years, something like that, maybe even longer. My aunt and uncle had a Great Dane that lived to be 20. So
A Great Dane?
Yeah, Great
That's
Dane, lived to be 20.
highly unusual.
And how? So anyhow, the point I'm making here is at 7.5, that is what you call a young adult.
Okay, how about middle-aged?
Middle age, okay.
Oh, we have a friend with us.
Yeah.
We have a kitty friend that just jumped
Just
up on
jumped
our
up
podium.
on the podium, yeah.
But she's, Honey is, we're saying, wanting to spend her golden years with somebody. She doesn't always show nicely in her kennel. She's got this very distinctive look on her face because she's got cattle dog in her and German Shepherd. So it's the mix of the two that gives her something very distinctive. Not good or bad, just very distinctive look. So if you are liking what you see on your TV screen and you're watching how much Honey is playing, please come out to the shelter and see her. She's been here for 5 months.
Oh, right.
We really need to get her a home.
Yeah. And incidentally, if you're wondering how the cat's up here, we tape this whole thing usually in the cattery. We show the dogs outside because they're too big for this.
Correct.
But anyhow, please come down and visit with us and take a look at these magnificent animals. They really are magnificent. And so we've come to the end of our dog showcase. And just stay where you are. In about 1.5 minutes or so, we'll come back with our cat showcase.
If you want to adopt one of the animals you see right here on this program, contact the Sun Valley Animal Shelter at 623-872-7941 or visit them online at sunvalleypets.org.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome back. Now we're going to go into our cat showcase, and I have with me, as usual, Tony Bauer. And Tony will discuss the cats with you, and we have a very, very nice selection again. So Tony, take it away.
All right. We've got 5 cats to show you. A few of them are young, and then we're going to have 3 related kittens. They're siblings on the last spot. But our first one today is actually Lisa, and she's a 1.5 year old spayed female. She has really come a long way. She and her sister Maggie were found and brought in here at a very young age, and they were both really terrified. Mm-hmm. And of course, we go through the medical exam, and we spay and neuter them, of course, before they go up for adoption, and then they come into the kitten room, depending on their age, or into the community room. Well, Lisa and Maggie were just terrified. And that does happen because we don't always know exactly what's preceded our recipients here before they come to us. And sometimes the animals, dogs and cats actually, are quite traumatized.
Oh, of course, and it's a new surrounding that's entirely different than being in a home or even being out in the wild. I mean, it's,
and originally Lisa and Maggie were so afraid, and look how far she has come. And she's a gray tabby. You'll be able to see her stripes a little bit, and she has a beautiful color. Soft coat. She would need a quiet home, probably not with children, because again, we've worked so hard to bring her this far, and I'm not sure that she would adjust well to a lot of, you know, what kids do, run around and play and so on. But she is just a sweetheart, and I know that a couple that would just love to take her and spoil her and give her windows to sit in and so on.
There she goes.
She would be the perfect cat. Yeah. She's okay with other cats as long as they're not aggressive or, you know, or push her too much.
Yeah, okay.
So that again was Lisa, and she was about 1.5 years old. All right.
This one here is a little reluctant to come here, huh?
This is one of our younger ones. This is actually Derby, and Derby's about 6 months old, and he is stunning. Long hair now, so we want our prospective families to realize that he is a long-haired cat so that means a lot more
A lot
fur
more
at home.
fur, yeah.
And some brushing, which we try to get everybody used to before they go to a home. And he's just inquisitive. He actually came out of the kitten room, but he's on the verge of moving over into the community room. We try to move them we start looking at them at about 6 months and try to make sure that they'll be able to adjust into this cat room, because there's a lot of cats in here.
You know, the one thing about this cat that's really beautiful, note the white toes. Can you get that, Jacob, up here?
We
These
could
white
almost
toes?
call him a tuxedo.
They have beautiful markings, this
Right.
cat.
They have some white markings, usually around the face, possibly around the
Right.
feet and on the chest or underbelly. But again, he's a 6-month-old neutered male, and he is stunning. His coat is stunning. And again, when they're younger like this is a good age where you maybe want to introduce to a multiple cat family.
Right.
Go slow. We do have people here that'll recommend if in fact they'll get along with dogs or not. So again, this is Derby, and he's about 6 months old, and he's
Okay.
neutered already.
And he's got
so
himself
I'm going to go ahead.
all comfortable. You don't have to
Yeah,
put things back
I know
together
it's like
again.
kind of like a bed. It's all soft. So okay, now this is Padme.
What's the name? Padme?
Padme.
Padme.
It comes from Star Wars, actually.
Don't mind me, I'm behind the times for my age. So, you know.
We have to look at all the characters in the Disney movies and all the movies that are out there. Now Padme is a spayed female, and she's about 7 months old. And look at how much bigger she is. So she's going to be a little bit bigger, but she's a dilute calico, and she is very pretty also. She has a wonderful coat. And she was a stray when she was brought in. So she's come a long way in socialization,
Right.
spending time with the volunteers and the people that come in to visit us again. But she's 7 months old and spayed, and of course, like all of our cats and dogs, they have microchips already.
Right.
And when we perform the adoptions, part of the adoption process is to register the new
Right.
owner as the owner for the microchip. But she's cute. She's playing kind of shy, I think. She's not
I think she wants to get off the podium.
She's going, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But she's beautiful, and she is definitely a short-haired cat. So we like to point that out if we are having long hairs or short-haired cats. I'll go ahead and let her go, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be good. We'll let her run around.
I want to make a mention of the fact that once you adopt either a cat or a dog from us, they are complete. That means they've been spayed or neutered, they've had medical exams, they have all their required shots, so everything is ready to go. You don't have to do anything further when it leaves the shelter. You have to
Right.
maintain them, don't forget that.
We
but-
hope you do. We
Yeah.
hope you keep up their shots, of course. And our cats are all what we would term indoor cats. Out here in Arizona, I know some people say, well, it's so nice out, let's let our cats out. But moving from other cities and other states, we like to point out that we have coyotes out here.
Right.
And I know that sometimes even if you don't see them, they're there. We have hawks. And of course, cars. So we try to encourage people, they'll have a longer lifespan if you keep them
Yeah,
inside.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's critical.
right. Now this is a neutered male. His name is Mezzo, M-E-Z-Z-O, like the music.
That's mezzo.
Mezzo. I have to pronounce it. Oh, Mezzo.
Don't mind me, I go to the opera.
No, that's okay. All right. Thank you. And he is a solid black cat, absolutely beautiful. And he is actually about 8 months old. And he's going to be on the smaller side. He's thin and a short-haired cat. Beautiful cat. Gets along with lots of the other cats in the cattery and in the kitten room. He's moved around a little bit, but he's very sweet and a wonderful disposition.
I want to interject my usual tirade about black cats.
Oh, that's okay.
Thank God Halloween is over. There's this lingering obsession with some people that believe cats that are black are an omen of bad happenings. And I want to dispel that myth, and that's what it is with a capital M. They're just like any other cat, in some respects are superior. And so don't let the fact that it's a black cat influence your thinking in any way, shape, or form, being a bad omen or being bad luck or anything like that. It doesn't exist.
It doesn't. He is wonderful. Matter of fact, he has a wonderful disposition. All right, our last cat for today now, of the cats, before our little kittens come out,
yes.
is a beauty. And we'll just, let me grab her collar so we take, because she was sitting down up above us just a little while ago, taking center stage, I think, while you were talking about the dogs. But this is Roxy, and Roxy is actually a 3-year-old Siamese, and Jacob, I'm sure, is going to be able to get her, her beautiful eyes. Let's see if we can get you to be a little more interested in staying with us. But she has beautiful markings, and again, like the Siamese, she has the beautiful blue eyes.
Right.
And she's saying, well, I'm not going to stay. How's that? I'll fix you. She's a spayed female, and she is very, very sociable. I think she would probably do better in a house that has adults, not necessarily children. I want you to stay here by us, Roxy. You're such a cutie. And she likes to be sociable when people come in the room.
Right.
She'll come up and greet them and try to spend some time with them and that. But we recommend, I think, in Roxy's case, probably no children. I'm just going to let her go because she's so
Yeah, but she is
she's
very
so excited.
sociable. When I came in before and I sat down, she came right up to
She
me.
comes right up to you,
so
right.
very-
And of course, in our room here in the cattery, we would like you to come and spend some time with us. We have a lot of chairs and multiple seating arrangements so that people can come and spend time. This
Right.
is not a quick process.
That's
we
right.
don't want you to
Yeah.
rush in
It's not a
pick
quick
one and
decision,
take
yeah.
off. So I think the girls
Okay,
are
we're
they're gonna
ready.
bring us
We're
the
ready for the
kittens.
kittens. Bring the kittens
right.
over.
Now, these little kittens are all, these are all from the same mama.
I got her. Yeah, yeah.
And this,
oh,
the first one, whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, this is Mark Anthony Ramses.
Oh, Ramsey.
Okay. And this is Mark Anthony right here by my right hand. And this is King Tut in the center.
King Tut.
And you have Ramses.
Right.
So these kittens all came, there were a group of moms and litters that were kind of dumped on our shelter.
Right.
Their mother is actually Cairo, and she is actually still here in the shelter. But these were 3 of her babies, and as you can see, they are just, they're too funny. They're over in the kitten room, and they are a bundle of fun.
Yeah, I imagine.
They're actually all 3 males, and they're actually about 4 months old. So they've been neutered, they've had shots, oh, and they just found the treats. Okay, here we go.
And they're ready to go.
Now, Mark Anthony is silver, gray. King Tut is a little black and white, and the
This one's gray.
little one is Ramses, and he is like the smallest. And he's,
Okay.
I think he should go in your house.
Yeah.
He's the smallest, and he's so
Yeah.
cute.
Okay, we're getting a signal here that we're running out of time.
Oh, no.
No, unfortunately, that's one of the problems with this program. We can go on forever. But please do come down and visit with us and see these pets that we have available for you. Stay where you are. We have a final segment coming up.
If you want to adopt one of the animals you see right here on this program, contact the Sun Valley Animal Shelter at 623-872-7941 or visit them online at sunvalleypets.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Welcome back. For our final segment, we decided we would show you some of our animals that have unusual backgrounds or something that's interesting about the animals. And as a consequence, we selected a very interesting 3-legged animal, dog. And Cheryl Ann will tell you about this particular animal. The animal is really great. So Cheryl Ann, tell us.
All right, thanks, Al. Her name is Nala, and she's a golden retriever collie mix, and she's absolutely beautiful. She came to us from another shelter, a shelter that had to be closed down, so we decided that we would help the shelter out and rescue her. We're not sure why she's got 3 legs. We get that question asked all the time. Why is this beautiful dog missing an appendage? And the honest answer is, we don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody's really, because she came from a shelter and could have come from another shelter, we don't know why she's missing a leg, but she doesn't miss a beat. We call her our resident tripod.
I like that.
And she is just absolutely amazing. She runs around just like all the other dogs do. She likes to play. It doesn't bother her at all, so I suspect perhaps this happened at a young age.
It might have been
for her.
genetic.
It could have been.
I don't know.
But she'll still want to go on nice long walks. She probably needs to be in a house with adults, not with children.
Right.
Just not really long walks because of having that missing appendage.
Right.
But you still we walk her around in the shelter and she does great, and she likes to play. Just a beautiful dog. She will need to be groomed because she is the Golden Retriever Collie mix. So being that we would like her to be an inside dog, she'll probably have, you'll be vacuuming like every day or sweeping because there'll be lots of hair in your home.
Yeah.
But just a nice dog. I don't remember how old she is. I think she's only a couple years old. So if you're interested in having maybe a special needs dog, and she's really not special needs, she
I'm
pretty
just going
much
to point
knows.
that out. Actually, the experience that I've had, there's quite a background experience, in fact, is 3-legged animals, they function just like 4 legs.
Sure.
And so the dog has adjusted to being able to negotiate around the place without any problem. So that's not a handicap, really. It's a, it might be for some people to think
For
that,
some. And she's 4 years old. So
4
she's
years
4 years old,
okay.
so she's just out of puppyhood
Right.
and just ready to make somebody have like a lap dog sit on the couch with them or something.
That's a big lap dog, though, isn't it?
It is, but it'll keep you nice and toasty in the wintertime, and that's coming up shortly.
Yeah. That's a good point to make. That's the way we can promote these larger dogs as a blanket.
That's right. Hey, heck, why not? So we don't get dogs like this very often. Now, in years past, I remember we had a Burmese mountain dog that missed a back leg. But in Nala's case, it's her front right leg, I believe.
Yeah.
And just an amazing dog. And it's just too bad that she's still at a shelter. Came from one shelter and now she's at ours. So it's just unfortunate for her.
I have a little interesting aside here. There was on TV a while ago about a 2-legged dog, just had the hind legs. The front legs is genetic, was born that way with real short legs. And the dog just hopped around on 2 hind legs.
Oh my gosh, like a kangaroo kind
And
of.
then when she walked, she bent over because she only had about that much of a leg in the front. But it didn't seem to really affect her in any way. They were thinking about putting a prosthesis on the dog. I don't know if that'll work, but that was rather interesting.
That would be.
We have reached the end of our program for today, so we're going to have to wrap it up and say goodbye. We'll look forward to being with you again. So this is Al Young, Cheryl Ann Trim, saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
With dogs and cats and puppies and kittens, all shapes and sizes, you'll be so smitten. With dogs and cats and puppies and kittens for you. There's Fluffy and Spike, Snowball and Skippy, and Scott and Precious. Don't forget Miss Kitty, with dogs and cats and puppies and kittens for you. At Sun Valley Animal Shelter, we got a friend for you. Just drive on down to our side of town. We'll make your dreams come true. At Sun Valley Animal Shelter, we got a friend for you. Just drive on down to our side of town. We'll make your dreams come true. So come on down to our side of town. We'll wag our tails for you. Get licks a bunch, well I got a hunch. We'll be going home with you. We'll be going home with you.